The 1990s, a time of bold designs, experimental engineering, and tractors that pushed the limits of farming technology. Some were ahead of their time, others were misunderstood, and many have been completely forgotten until now. Today, we're digging deep into the archives to bring you 10 incredible tractors from the 90s that didn't just look cool, they were secretly brilliant. From cutting-edge hydraulics to fuel efficiency that rivaled modern machines, you won't believe what farmers had back then. So buckle up, because this trip down memory lane is going to be one wild ride. Number 1. John Deere 60 Series 4WD. In the early 90s, John Deere refreshed its big articulated four-wheel drive lineup with the 60 series, including models like the 8560, 8760, and the mighty 8960. These machines were built for serious pulling power, with engines ranging from 2060 to over 370 horsepower, and they came with a new emphasis on operator comfort, better cabs, improved visibility, and more intuitive controls. The brilliance of the 60 series lay in its balance of raw muscle and simple design. These were pre-emissions, mechanically straightforward tractors with the durability to log thousands of hours without major overhauls. The 8960 in particular became a cult favorite among custom operators and large grain farms for its ability to haul massive implements without breaking a sweat. So why are they forgotten? Because they were quickly overshadowed by the late 90s 70 series, which brought even more power and refinements. Many farmers traded up, and the 60 series faded into the background. Today, clean examples are sought after by farmers who appreciate a big, reliable tractor without the complexity of modern electronics. Number 2. Ford New Holland 8770, 8870, and 8970 Genesis series. When Ford merged its tractor business with New Holland in the early 90s, the resulting Genesis series was a leap forward in design. The 8770 and 8970 models offered horsepower ranging from 170 to 210, coupled with an incredibly smooth 18-speed full powershift transmission. The spacious, quiet cab and ergonomically arranged controls made them a joy to operate. One of the most brilliant aspects of the Genesis series was its visibility. The sloped hood and wide cab windows gave operators an unmatched view of the field. They also featured strong hydraulics, making them versatile for both tillage and loader work. These tractors never achieved the legendary status of Deere's 7000 series, partly due to brand loyalty and partly because New Holland's marketing budget couldn't match the Green Giant. But for those who owned them, they were, and still are, a dependable, comfortable workhorse. Number 3. Case IH MX Maxim. The original Case IH Maxim line of the late 80s and early 90s was already well respected, but in 1997, the MX Maxim upgrade brought even more to the table. Built in Racine, Wisconsin, the MX100, MX120, MX120, MX150, and MX170 offered farmers a mid-range tractor with a perfect balance of size, power, and maneuverability. They were equipped with Case IH's proven diesel engines, smooth powershift or semi-powershift transmissions, and a new cab that was more spacious and quieter than ever. The hydraulic capacity was excellent for the time, and the ride quality made long days more bearable. Despite these strengths, the MX Maxim often gets overlooked because it arrived just before a wave of bigger, flashier machines dominated the conversation. It wasn't a record breaker in horsepower or size, but for livestock operations, hay producers, and medium acreage row crop farms, it was a brilliantly capable tractor. Number 4. Agco Alice 9700 series. Agco was still a young company in the early 90s, having been formed in 1990. The Agco Alice 9700 series represented one of its first big pushes into the row crop market. These tractors were based on a combination of legacy Alice-Chalmers engineering and new Agco improvements, with horsepower ranging from about 150 to 200. They stood out for their smooth shifting powershift transmissions, roomy cabs, and solid fuel efficiency. Under the hood, many used reliable Cummins engines that were easy to service and had a reputation for long life. Farmers appreciated the straightforward mechanical design that made repairs and maintenance less costly. The 9700 series was overshadowed by Agco's later Massey Ferguson branded models and the popularity of Deere and Case IH during the decade. But for the farmers who ran them, they were tough, dependable machines that earned their keep quietly and without drama. Number 5. Massey Ferguson, the 6200 series. In the mid-90s, Massey Ferguson introduced the 6200 series, a sleek new line of mid-horsepower tractors that blended European design with features North American farmers appreciated. These tractors offered horsepower from around 90 to 150, perfect for mixed farming, hay operations, and loader work. One of the highlights was the Dynashift transmission, which allowed clutchless gear changes on the go. The cab was comfortable, with excellent visibility and intuitive controls. The Perkins engines were known for reliability and fuel efficiency, and the tractors had a tight turning radius for working in confined spaces. The 6200 series was well loved by those who used it, but struggled to grab headlines in a market dominated by high horsepower row crop machines. Its quiet competence meant it never got the spotlight, but it was, and still is, a brilliant all-rounder. Number 6. Fiatagri 90 series. While the Fiatagri 90 series technically debuted in the late 80s, its production and popularity continued well into the 90s, especially in Europe and parts of North America. Models like the 1110-90, 130-90, and 160-90 offered a combination of Italian engineering flair and straightforward mechanical reliability. These tractors were known for their robust Iveco diesel engines, strong hydraulics, and simple yet effective transmissions. They were equally at home on the plow or powering a baler, and their distinctive orange paint stood out in a field full of green and red. In North America, they were often overlooked because Fiatagri didn't have the dealer network of bigger brands. But for those who had access to them, the 90 series proved itself as a durable and versatile machine that could handle a wide range of farm tasks. Number 7. Deutsa Agrostar series. The Deutsa Agrostar line was a bold attempt to bring German engineering to the global stage in the 1990s. With models ranging from 100 to 200 horsepower, the Agrostar featured advanced air-cooled engines, smooth power-shift transmissions, and comfortable cabs that were ahead of their time in noise reduction and operator ergonomics. One of the most brilliant features was the fuel efficiency. The Deutz air-cooled diesels sipped fuel compared to many water-cooled rivals. The tractors were also lighter than some competitors, giving them a good power-to-weight ratio and reducing soil compaction. Despite these strengths, Deutsa struggled for brand recognition in North America, and many farmers stuck with the big three brands. As a result, the Agrostar remained a niche choice, but those who owned them often kept them for decades. Number 8. Valtra 6000 series. Valtra, the Finnish tractor maker, was still relatively unknown outside Northern Europe in the early 90s. The 6000 series changed that, offering a unique blend of durability, versatility, and cold weather reliability. These tractors were built to work in tough conditions: freezing winters, muddy springs, and long summer days. The 6000 series had a clever modular design that made maintenance and repairs easier, and the Sisu diesel engines were renowned for their longevity. They also offered features like reversible driving positions, which were a game-changer for forestry work. In markets dominated by better-known brands, the 6000 series flew under the radar, but in their home region, they developed a loyal following that still exists today. Number 9. Renault Surius series. Renault might be better known for cars, but in the 1990s they built some excellent tractors. The Surius series, ranging from about 60 to 100 horsepower, was aimed at small to medium-sized farms and offered a comfortable cab, simple controls, and dependable four-cylinder diesel engines. They were nimble, fuel-efficient, and surprisingly capable for their size, making them great for loader work, haymaking, and light tillage. In France and parts of Europe they sold well, but in North America they were a rarity. Part of their brilliance was their adaptability. Renault later partnered with other brands including Claas to adapt these designs, proving how solid the engineering was. But as standalone Renault tractors, they've largely been forgotten outside their home markets. Number 10. Same Explorer 2 and 3. Same Società a Comandita Motori Endotermici from Italy has always had a knack for building rugged, no-nonsense tractors. The Explorer 2 and 3 series in the 1990s offered models from around 70 to 120 horsepower, with efficient air-cooled diesel engines and excellent fuel economy. They were especially popular in mountainous and hilly regions, thanks to their stability, lightweight, and strong four-wheel drive systems. The cab layout was simple but effective, and the tractors were easy to maintain with basic tools. In many countries, they were overshadowed by flashier competitors with more marketing muscle. But for farmers who needed a dependable workhorse that could handle tough terrain, the Explorer series was a hidden gem. And there you have it, 10 tractors from the 90s that may have faded from memory, but still deserve a spot in the farming history books. Each of these machines was a masterpiece in its own right, combining durability, innovation, and raw power. They might not be working the fields today, but their influence is still felt in modern tractor design. Which one was your favorite? Or maybe you've even driven one of these legends yourself. Drop your stories in the comments below, because history is best told by those who lived it. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the trip back in time. Subscribe for more amazing farming history, and as always, keep those engines running.